This is Hina and I'm a solution therapist. Yesterday I spoke about anxiety, social anxiety to be precise, and told you about a brief review. Today I'll be talking about the symptoms and the reasons why you may feel socially anxious. Why are you like that, So here it is, some of the points. I hope by now you must have listened to the anxiety video, which is available on YouTube, Instagram, and also on podcast. Please listen because the symptoms and the reasons are very overlapping. So, in this short span of time, would not like to reiterate those symptoms and the reasons again. Moving ahead, when we talk about, I have listed down so that I don't miss out on any points from my end. If you have any other reasons and the symptoms, please message and share, because sometimes it happens that we don't realize, oh, this is the symptoms and it means this. If somebody can identify, then please share, because sharing is caring. So going ahead, the symptoms are anxious. You feel anxious. All the symptoms related to anxiety are similar. You may have gut disturbance and the physical uneasiness. Now here it is, this is a heightened emotion, social anxiety, because you have to go out and physically interact with people. So your presence is needed. Here then, those who, feel this socially anxious people, then they start withdrawing. They start avoiding social gathering. They don't want to go out and mix with people. So they alienate themselves slowly and gradually, which is not needed. The secret here it is that many people who are socially anxious, they do want to go out and make friends. They really want to have that chit chat around with people. You want to share their knowledge. They want to learn from others, but something stops them. Now when we will see the symptoms, maybe this is one of it in you. Every person has their own exclusive reasons and symptoms. So please do not compare your own reason with somebody else and or the symptoms with somebody else. You need to monitor your own self. Going ahead, you'll start feeling nervous. There'll be a negative thought. As I said, thought process will start changing in a very subtle way. And you will start making your menial things as a priority, because you have to come up with some excuse so as to avoid that engagement part. That happens very, very gradually and slowly. You may not realize it initially, but now if you're listening to this, just go back and reflect on your own self and the occasions wherein you avoided. It could be one of the reasons that I'm just going to share, or very exclusive to you itself. Going ahead, scared, you may have self-doubt. Again, you're overthinking. But for me to just make on a side note, since in anxiety, if you have listened, I have said you will feel, your heart rate will increase. You may perspire. You may feel very, very restless. Your breathing can be erratic. So all those things in social anxiety is also prevalent. Now it administers in each individual in different ways. They may just feel fatigued out and they may have a headache. But if you have physical symptoms which are persistent and it keeps on happening, no matter how much virtually you gain knowledge, but since you are a real person, so this virtual knowledge will not help you. You need to go and consult a doctor. Please get yourself checked. Don't ignore your own physical ailments. These sessions, like over here when I'm talking to you, this is not therapy. This is just my way of making it simpler for you to understand what this could be, because there is so much a plethora of information and everyone is trying to just send out a message that this can relate to you. So coming to the reasons part, your personality. Yesterday I said introvert and extrovert can be flipped by the experience, by the exposure. So understand also that when you are young, you may be introvert person, though you may like to be an extrovert person. You may like to, talk like somebody. Maybe I'll come to that comparison part, that self-comparison part. Here it is, there is a comparison also by parents, by the authorities at home or in school. So that comparison further leads to a withdrawal from any other aggressive conversation or participation. That is possible. Then when you have dominating parents or siblings, or you may have over enthusiastic parents, or you may have achievers, like the parents are achievers in their own spheres. But all this can, or it is possible that it can lead you from not interacting. You may withdraw because at some point of time you may not live up to their expectation. You may not match to how their energy works. So it is possible that you may start withdrawing. So that could be one of the reasons again. Then it is comparison by others, as I said. There is always, when you are sitting with your parents or with the teachers, there is a reference point from the past. Now the past has gone, the years have passed by. You are a new person now. But if there is a reference from the past which indicates that you were not able to take part in something, you were not able to perform, your caliber was not to the match, so that further adds on to your thought process that people have not moved on wherein you are trying to move on. And that again is like the expectation reflection. So you again starts withdrawing. The fear of being judged, the fear of rejection, you have that fear that you may not be so interesting when you are in a group, the lack of knowledge, the self-doubt, and over-scrutinizing situations. Now these could be the fears wherein you may experience and internalize it for your own self. I am not going to talk about the solution, but if these fears are there, you need to pause. Think as to how you are right now. Are these fears actually valid in the current situation that you are living? If so, then what is it that you can do about it? We'll go ahead and talk about it in the solutions, what you can do. Because this thought, when you are overthinking and you already have a baggage in your mind, then this statement can be there like, okay, what will people think or see in me and how weirdo I am? I'm a misfit in this gathering. That can happen. So just pause and breathe. It's okay. Everyone is like, normal human being. So you are interacting with your own people. So relax. Don't get overwhelmed by the situation. Overthinking, I just mentioned self-observation, self-comparison. This is very important. When you are comparing yourself silently, you are comparing and not doing anything about it. That is when the fear level will increase, because your input in that problem solving is not there. You're just feeling it, not doing anything about it. So how just is that? You need to be a good judge for your own self. Social anxiety is a common thing, but it can be handled if you are ready to handle it. So I'm sure you will realize the reasons and the symptoms for your own self, because it is exclusive to you. Coming to the self-observation that I just said, the self-comparison, because that is what you are leading yourself into with growing age. Initially, it was only peer and school friends that you were comparing yourself, or how that smart that child is, or how introvert or easily that person makes friends and all. But you are not doing anything from your own end. You're just comparing. So that thought process is taking place rather than the action part. Then you may compare the looks, physical appearance, you may compare the voice part, you may compare, okay, that person speaks so nicely, look at the choice of words, or you can even compare that person is, so expressive in nature, so calmly handles things, and etc. Whatever the situation is for you. Then you can also compare how that person is carrying themselves, the clothes aspect. So there are so many areas and many areas wherein that comparison will be happening inside. What you all can do is sit down with yourself and address social anxiety in a mature way. You all will be able to cross that hurdle without any disturbance. And tomorrow I will be talking about the solutions, taking in view the reasons that you have. So tune in tomorrow. Till then, please note down the symptoms for your own self. Note down the reasons that you feel are relevant in your own situation, which leads you to be an anxious person, especially when you have to interact socially. You all have that caliber to go and make a difference and learn and share your own knowledge both ways. So go ahead, take care, be safe. See you tomorrow. Bye.